Hello guys and welcome to SteveKnows. Today I've got so many virtual reality news stories to go over because I haven't done one of these in a few days, and there have been some epic stories that have come out, including some leaks, games coming soon, and some rivalry between Germany and Facebook once again. So let's get started. So as I said, again, it's Germany versus Facebook, just like in 2019 when Germany wanted to block an order where Facebook wanted to combine user data over WhatsApp, Instagram, and Facebook without user consent. They seem to be very aware in Germany of this data usage and they don't like it. So as you already know of the recent events, the recent news about combining Oculus devices with Facebook accounts, this has caused some uproar in Germany and they are back in for a rematch with Facebook. So the sale of Oculus devices in Germany have been halted since they are having a discussion with regulatory authorities and governmental authorities as well. And they released a statement regarding this, saying that we have temporarily paused the sale of Oculus hardware to consumers in Germany due to pending discussions with the regulator. We hope to resume sales again in the future. We know this is an inconvenience and we're actively working with German authorities to educate regulators on our practices and to ensure them that our products comply within the local laws. This is only a temporary pause and we hope to resume sales once again in the future. And I'm sure they do because they're releasing another Quest very soon, aren't they? This is all due to a policy that Germany have called no coupling, which states that information or the use of one product must not be linked or related to another product from the same company. I'm very interested to see how this one turns out. Is Oculus going to be available in Germany once again? Is this going to spark discussion with other nations or even more investigation into this coupling that Facebook seemed to be so keen on? Is it going to uncover some dark secrets? I don't know, but I'm interested to find out. This one, for those of you that have a new GPU and love virtual reality, you may be aware of the virtual link port that you have on your GPU. I use it for my Oculus Link, and the purpose of it was to create a standard and meet connectivity requirements for virtual reality headsets, and this was backed by all of the major players at the time, so the Oculus, the Vive, the Windows, the Valve, all of them. So instead of having a video connection, a data transfer connection, and a power supply, because that equates to a lot of cables, you just have this one link. The virtual link seems to have been abandoned now. It's been put to rest as it didn't really achieve anything. They tried and they failed, but I'm still glad I got one because it's the only USB-C port that I've got on my machine. And on the topic of GPUs, Nvidia owners and virtual reality gamers, this is a great one. This isn't around the 30 series cards, which are incredible. This is an update to the software development kit that Nvidia provides. So Nvidia's DLSS, which is Deep Learning Super Sampling, now supports virtual reality titles. I don't believe anyone's leveraged this as of yet, as it's just a new update. It's coming soon, and it's something that the developers actually have to implement. It's not a driver-side feature that Nvidia have. They just enable this functionality that developers can implement into their own games. So DLSS, the Deep Learning Super Sampling, leverages the tensor cores in the GeForce RTX graphics cards to power detail-enhancing neural network. This is currently used in flat-screen games, the 2.0 DLSS, which can upscale 1080p to 4K in performance mode or 2K to 4K in quality mode. So hearing this should help with making weaker systems look better, or new generation headsets reach that higher potential like the G2, the higher resolution. This can help that, squeeze out some extra juice in order for us to make better use of our hardware and enjoy better virtual reality games. And we may need this because with the 30 series having all that power available that developers can make use of, us with our 10 series cards or our 20 series cards may not be able to reach that benchmark anymore. So that's going to make it a lot harder for us, but at least developers can do something to make it a little bit easier. I can't wait to see the beautiful games that are going to come out if developers make use of this. So a new game that just came out, Resolution Games just released Cookout, which came out on the 3rd of September, and I might have to just say, this is probably their greatest game yet. It is fantastic. It has so much potential as well. If they can come up with even weirder, wackier ideas for updates, this game's gonna be mwah. So this game will have you fulfill orders working in a kitchen with hungry customers. This is best played with friends as a multiplayer experience, much like Overcooked if you played that as the flat screen game. You have a set of ingredients that are available to you, and your team has other ingredients available, and you have to work together to satisfy the customer's orders. Chopping things like crazy, chopping up bread, cheese, ham, just like a madman, and things get very tense fast when you run out of dishes and you have to wash some up. Perhaps someone's really slow at chopping and you need an ingredient before the customer walks away. It's just chaos. There are also some perks as well to make the game a bit easier. You can have tofu that can replace any other ingredient, which makes me laugh. It's like a vegan or a vegetarian option. The game runs incredibly well. It looks really crisp and clear on the Oculus Quest. The colors are very bold and beautiful. I think it's brilliant. I've got to recommend this title, especially if you're playing this with friends. It really, really makes me want to buy another headset so I can play this with my fiance, because I love it, love it, love it. Just go full Ramsey. You're an idiot sandwich! Okay, so this one's just to debunk some rumors that you may have heard after Steam VR posted one of their updates, and there was reference to a Windows mixed reality headset in there, and people thought that a new piece of hardware was going to be coming out, because this sounded exciting. New hardware coming is always exciting, but this apparently is actually reference to the HP Reverb G2 headset and its controllers, because we know that Valve, Windows, and HP work together in developing this piece of hardware. That's actually what it's referring to, not a Windows mixed reality headset. And this was made apparent after someone posted on Reddit. I know I should have put more thought into how I phrased this. Specifically, we're working on fixes and improvements for the upcoming HP Reverb G2 headset and the new motion controllers, hence the plural devices. Sorry to break the news, but I got nothing new to announce. So if you were someone that thought there was a new headset coming out, just to make you guys aware, it's referring to the G2. So this one's around Stride. I recently put up a video showing off Stride, which just hit early access on PC. If you were interested in this game, it has some crazy parkour action that I just got so many comments on asking, is this coming to the Oculus Quest? It currently is not on that device, but the developers do wish to get it onto the Oculus Quest platform. It would be such a great fit, but the developer recently stated that they may swap out the campaign, which will be on PC, for a multiplayer game mode on the Quest system. Which some people may be sad, you might be into your campaigns like myself, but multiplayer would also be brilliant. Virtual reality multiplayer is so immersive, I enjoy them so much. This is apparently due to multiplayer game modes being much easier to optimize for this system, but the campaign would have more trouble. If you've watched the game trailers and you've seen the gameplay that I've done, you'll notice the differences between the kind of multiplayer or the extra game modes compared to the campaign. The campaign is much more complex, there's deeper textures, and I'm not sure the Quest hardware would handle that. I kind of understand where they're coming from, but either way, I would rather have this game without campaign on the Oculus Quest system than not at all. It's so much fun, and I cannot wait to see it on the Quest. Have you guys checked out the coming soon section of the Oculus Quest store recently? There's been some games popping up, some amazing games, and some of them you may recognize. The first one is Until You Fall from Shell Games. I'm a huge fan of this game. It's a combat title where you have to slice and dice and react with perfect timing, with roguelike qualities as you progress through each area, killing all that is in your path. There's also 3D VR Comics, Sphere Tune, that is a great one for virtual reality, slightly different. It's not a game, but more of a manga read, a comic book read, and it allows you to experience these stories like never before. You'll see all these beautiful pieces of art with this parallax effect, so you can look around as if you're inside this comic book, looking at it with even more detail and in 3D. I think this is brilliant, it looks great, and I cannot wait to read something. Love that. Hollow Point as well, which is built around the bow and arrow mechanic, but this one requires some really fast reactions and accuracy while you shoot targets, samurais, and ninjas. You only progress when you are at a certain skill, so it's paramount that you improve your skill and become Hawkeye. The game even has a warning on it saying, intense, remember to take a break. Never! And we also have Cubism, which you may be familiar with from SideQuest. This puzzle game was playing around with some hand tracking on SideQuest. I wonder if that's going to be on the official Quest store as well in this version. So this puzzle game, think of it like Tetris/puzzle, where you're given a shape and you have to fit perfectly all these other shapes within it, whose design you may be familiar with because they're all Tetris pieces. This is a nice, relaxing, calm game that you may need after you play the intense Hollow Point. Okay, so let's talk about a leak, a HP Reverb G2 leak now, one that's showing off a model that may be releasing that contains eye tracking and face tracking. This would be such a big upgrade and one of the first of its generation to have this kind of technology in it. Lumia is the source of this leak and has shown off something being called the HP Reverb Omnicept Edition. They have provided us with this image, which at first glance just looks like a regular G2. Except look at the bottom of the HMD. There is like this extra tab, this extra lip poking out, which apparently contains cameras for tracking facial expressions. This can be used for detailing your facial movements in-game, so your avatar is being just as expressive as you are in real life. They also stated, which you can't really see here, but this device includes eye tracking as well. There's also speculation from people like Road to VR regarding the head strap, because if you look, it is actually slightly different and apparently contains electrodes which could pick up on muscle movement for even more deeper expression of your avatars, allowing you to express even more emotion. They think this is going to be an Enterprise Edition headset though, because it's going to require a much higher price point that the consumer market probably won't be able to afford, and it would be very upsetting if they've been promoting the G2 this whole time, and then all of a sudden, right before release, by the way guys, there is this eye tracking and facial tracking edition as well. I wouldn't be best pleased. Hopefully this holds some validity. I'd like to see a headset like this. I really kind of want to see HP Reverb be successful in the virtual reality space. They've got a great headset and I can't wait to see what happens here. Comment down below your thoughts. I'm interested to what you think. Okay, a final interesting one on a quick remark here, that it seems that UK retailers have started discontinuing the Oculus Quest from their store, from their website. This is the Model 1, and this has also been seen globally by the fact that some websites are just not in stock at all. They've not been restocking at all, or they are unavailable. And this is kind of hinting to me that at the run-up of the Facebook Connect, when they're supposed to be releasing the new Oculus Quest, this is just even more validity that a new Oculus Quest is coming very shortly, and at a lower price point, which does excite me because more people can get into virtual reality. It's much cheaper and enjoy some amazing experience. I hope you guys enjoy VR, and if you're getting a Quest soon, you're going to love it. I cannot wait for you to dive in. It's just going to blow your mind. So that's it from me today, guys. Thanks for watching to the end of the video, getting caught up on the latest and greatest in the virtual reality space. Please subscribe to the channel. It brings me one step closer to the dream of doing this for life. Happy gaming, guys. Good day.